Welcome, ASUN fans, to another edition of the Lunchbox, where we take our lunch hour and talk with your favorite ASUN athletes. Today on the Lunchbox, we have West Georgia's Catherine Reeves. Welcome onto the Lunchbox.
Thank you for having me.
Catherine, can you kind of share a little bit about your journey in soccer? What kind of inspired you to pursue the sport?
So obviously in England, the Premier League is quite a big deal. So my dad and my mum both support Liverpool, and they'd often have that playing on the TV and stuff. And I remember one key moment where me and my sister were having to help tidy a room, and there just happened to be a game on when I was like really, really young. And I remembered watching Fernando Torres, and I watched him get fouled 3 times and get back up and keep playing and keep working, and it like really inspired me. And yeah, I think I was always a very active kid. Like my mum was saying, I was always running away from her and stuff. And so I kind of just got into it really early, and then from then I just fell in love with it. So
It's awesome to hear. Liverpool is certainly a good team to support.
mhm.
I personally, I root for Fulham just because their owner went to the same university that I did, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
American owners, so which Liverpool is too. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
John
Um,
Henry.
growing up in England, um, how do you feel like soccer helps you kind of like develop? How did you kind of like develop your skills in England and then translate them over here? How did that kind of process happen to where you started in England and now you're playing for West Georgia?
So I actually started playing with the boys just at my school.
Hmm.
And so I was always quite a physical player. Like I wouldn't say I'm a really overly aggressive player, but I've always been physical and I've had to be like fit and stuff. Um, and yeah, I joined a team when I was under nines, but I started joining better and better teams. And then through one of the teams, I heard about like this opportunity to go to America and stuff through a company. And so you could pursue a degree and also be doing college sports. And so I went through this program, and West Georgia reached out to me, and I really liked the coaches. And me and my dad actually managed to come over, and I came and saw the campus, and I fell in love with the campus and stuff. And so I came over, and I started playing here. In terms of like the difference of the game, a lot of people would say the game here is a lot more physical, whereas the game back home is a lot more technical.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't have actually considered myself a very technical player back home, but when I came here, I was actually considered quite technical and stuff. I've still had to work really hard on that, and like I have got so much better since freshman year as well. But yeah, so I think I did have a bit. I had the physical aspect from playing with the boys and just playing a lot of sport. So, and that's more the American game. It's very fast paced and stuff. And then the technical aspect I've had to develop obviously through the years and stuff. But yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks. That super detailed answer. We really appreciate that here on the lunchbox. Um, can you kind of talk about how like you kind of already answered this question, but I guess I'll try to rephrase it in a different way. How is like the international experience helped like in terms of West Georgia's jump to Division 1? Obviously, you're playing a little bit more difficult of competition this year. Do you feel like, you know, like you had mentioned, having that technical and having that English background helps now that the competition is a little bit more difficult?
Hmm. Um, yeah, it's obviously it has been a big jump up. Like the speed of play, everything, you have a lot less time on the ball, a lot less time to think, and you have a lot like the competition is just so much better. Like all of the individual players are better and more cohesive as well. So it has been a step up, and we've had to like work on technical a lot, like getting faster, getting quicker with just passing and playing and just being better and more comfortable with the ball at our feet so that we can move it quicker, just because the pace of the game has increased a lot. So
Awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Um, can you kind of talk a little bit? I know you're only a sophomore, but is there like a memory so far at West Georgia, either on the pitch or off, that is like your favorite memory at West Georgia?
so I'm actually a junior.
Oh, junior.
You might be
Sorry.
thinking of Catherine Hagen's also on our team, who's um she's a sophomore, but I'm a junior.
Yeah.
But so was it just like my favorite memory here?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I that's kind of hard. I think when we beat Valdosta my freshman year, and that was like one of the first games. It was also the first goal I got for this team and everything. That was that was really nice because Valdosta were our rivals, and like, it was just I think it was our first conference game as well. If I could be wrong, but I think it was our first conference game. So we started really strong in the conference, and that was just a really like elated moment, I think. But just in general, I think I've loved the team the entire time. That's always been a really big bonus for me. Like we're a really close team. Everyone gets on with everyone, and so it's amazing.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you guys have that kind of camaraderie on your team. Um, how do you feel like that jump has kind of gone for West Georgia? Obviously, now playing Division I soccer. What have kind of been some of the biggest challenges you've faced this season and had to overcome?
I think it's been hard, especially because we've also had new coaches coming in.
Mhm.
So we had to adjust to the new coach's playing style. We obviously had new people coming in, and we had to adjust to a whole new league and stuff. So I think there were loads of like small challenges as well as the whole big challenge that we're now going into D1. And we have very little expectation on us right now, which is both a good thing and a bad thing because it means like we can come in as the underdogs, but we really want to prove ourselves and stuff. So trying to like figure that out and like work as hard as we know we can because we know we can compete even if no one else believes in us right now. And I think the way we've kind of just overcome it is we've tried to be like united as a team and like we tried to focus on what we need to work on and focus on what we did wrong to try and improve from it, but try not to fixate on it too much and just focus on our strengths and how we can exploit other teams and just be like we've got this, like have faith in each other. And I think our team has done a very good job of just supporting each other and trying to be like, okay, we can do this if we do this together, sort of thing.
It's amazing and a great attitude. I will say every West Georgia game that I watch, you guys are always in it. You always have a great team. It's a super entertaining game. So really appreciate it. You guys definitely
Mm.
belong in D1. Moving on a little bit, on the lunchbox, we try to ask a couple of fun questions. And because it is the lunchbox, I have to ask, what is your favorite post-game meal to eat?
Post game. Oh, I am a massive Italian fan, so I would take Italian any day of the week. Um, so I'd probably lean towards some sort of pasta or something. Like if it's being catered and we have like Olive Garden or something, that's amazing. And then if I'm just going out with family, friends, or just eating at home, I'll probably cook some form of pasta and then obviously like protein or something. But yeah, I love Italian, so I'd say that's probably my post game meal.
That's a great choice. And I think a lot of ASUN athletes would honestly agree with you. Typically,
Yeah.
the most common answer is Olive Garden is my favorite.
Yeah.
So, so you're with the group there. What so far, I asked you kind of what was your highlight at West Georgia. But what's kind of been the highlight this year? Has there been any games in particular, maybe something that you're looking forward to?
Trying to think. I think when we got that first win last week and also the first win we got before, I think that was a big highlight because like we've been fighting so hard as a team and to finally see it pay off after we've like been losing games so close by like one goal or something. So I think that's like a highlight and it was like at the end of last game we took a group picture and it was like everyone was so happy and stuff. So I think that was a very big highlight of and just in general it's just been like a good experience. And I'm looking forward to just like keep fighting and keep proving that we can do it. Like I'm hoping this win is like a turning point and we just keep moving up and up and up and hopefully we get the win today as well. So
Yeah, best of luck today and best of luck on the rest of the season. Like I said,
thank you.
every game you guys have been in it. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. And I'm glad you guys were able to pick up that win last week.
Thank
Moving on,
you.
towards the end of our episode, we like to play a game called Red Flag, Green Flag. I'm going to give you three prompts, and you're going to have to tell me if it's red flag, obviously means something you wouldn't do, or a green flag, meaning a thing you would do. and why you think it is a red flag or a green flag. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is a tough one to start off, but calling it football instead of soccer.
Green flag. I'm just saying green flag.
Why is that? Do you need
We invented
justification for it?
it.
Yeah.
I do fall into the habit of calling it soccer here, which before I came out here, I was like, I'm never gonna call it soccer, like I'm gonna stick to my guns. But just to avoid confusion, I do call it soccer more than I'd like to. And I am part of the UWG soccer team, so I do say soccer. But no, it's football. Like if I'm speaking to my close friends and it's not like a serious environment, I normally do try and call it football just because it is football. Like, it makes no sense to like call American football football when you barely kick it.
Yep. Yep. I think it's a totally acceptable answer. Wearing low socks over high socks.
I don't particularly like either extreme. What if they have like no shin guards? Then I think red flag. If they do have shin guards, then over high socks. That is actually a tough question. I think I'd still go red flag. I actually might be one of the few people that prefer it higher than lower, but
Right. Well,
yeah.
we'll take it. We'll take it. Game day superstitions.
Um, let me think. Um, I have a weird thing with like fours, so it's like I kind of do it every day, but like do weird stuff like that. So, um, maybe that. I'm trying to think what other superstitions I have. I'd say I used to do the tucked in shirt thing a lot more, where it's like if I'm playing a game, I have to tuck in my shirt, but I don't really do that anymore. So that one I've kind of grown out of, I'd say. Um, oh, that's kind of hard actually.
So you're a little
But
bit
if
in
when
between
people
on
have
that one?
superstitions, like yeah, I'd say
You could
I'd
go
say it's
yellow
not
flag
a red
somewhere
flag.
in between.
Yeah, I'd probably go yellow. Like it depends on the superstition and stuff, because I think if it gets to the point where like you like get in your head too much because it hasn't happened or something. But yeah, I'd probably go in the middle and say yellow flag. But I think a lot of people do have it, and I don't think it's a bad thing. So
Yeah. Right in the middle,
yeah,
right in the middle. Sometimes it can be bad, sometimes it
yeah,
can be
yeah.
good. It's a good place to be. Well, that's all we got for you on the lunchbox, Catherine. Thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck for you and the Wolves the rest of the year.
Thank you.